The man most reminiscent of a true time traveler in China, KFK, claimed to be a Chinese native from the year 2060. As early as 2019, he warned us that it would be a pivotal turning point for humanity, and that the latter half of the year would descend into turbulence, an omen of a troubled era to come. Indeed, by the year's end, a devastating pandemic erupted, shaking the global economy and social order to their core. When asked whether people in 2060 could still afford homes, KFK replied that houses would no longer be precious assets. After 2020, their value would steadily diminish. Yet in the real world, at the time he posted these claims, real estate prices were at their peak. No one expected property values to begin their continual decline only a year later, exactly as he had suggested. With merely 13 words, he accurately foretold two major events of the coming year. When netizens asked if China's women's volleyball team would win gold at the Tokyo Olympics, KFK said they would not, and that accidents would occur at the Games. Looking back now, the team, hampered by injuries and setbacks, failed even to reach the quarterfinals, and the Tokyo Olympics themselves were delayed until 2021 due to the pandemic. Even his mention of the star Chris Wu, who, he said, existed only in his memory yet would spark unforgettable headlines, proved disturbingly precise. If you sift through the thousands of statements attributed to KFK, you'll find that most have already been fulfilled, while those that have not may simply be awaiting their moment. Below are the major events he claimed would unfold between 2019 and 2060, including a third world war, the rise of superbacteria, and the future of technology and human life. He even offered gentle warnings meant for us today. When asked what future smartphones would look like, he said that by the 2030s, phones would become relics of history, replaced by products that would shatter our current understanding. Yet even now, 5 years remain before 2030. Beginning with 2019, KFK claimed that in the future, a drama titled 2019 would be released, a nostalgic series chronicling the many events of that year, the very year he called humanity's great turning point. In the latter half of 2020, he said, people would begin exploring life agriculture, and many industries would shift toward remote work. The future, he warned, would be plagued with famine, earthquakes, and war, making people far more anxious than today, so much so that they would yearn for the golden years between 2000 and 2030. From 2030 onward, disasters and conflicts would occur across the world, rendering the environment increasingly uninhabitable. Regional wars would become frequent. Yunnan, he said, would grow more livable after this year, while Guizhou would improve after 2048. By 2030, artificial intelligence would achieve cross-industry integration, fueling a boom in AI development and programming. By 2035, language barriers would dissolve, and robots would be widely used in interactive gaming, with China releasing the world's first. 3 years later, strong AI would enter mass production, transforming learning, entertainment, home cleaning, safety, and more. By 2040, the world's 3 corporate giants would be a rapid house printing company, an interactive gaming company, and an optical virtual reality eye-tech company. Apple, he said, had already declined when he was a child. The house printing company would be able to construct homes with astonishing speed at minimal cost, while the wealthy could even commission wooden materials. In 2048, the Third World War would erupt, lasting more than 3 years. Though nuclear weapons would not be used, weapons far more terrifying would emerge. The conflict would involve 2 global civilizations and take place across the intersection of 3 continents. Details many believe resemble current geopolitical tensions. KFK claimed that cancer would be largely overcome by 2050, but that very year, a superbacterium would ravage humanity. The global population, which would peak at 8 billion in 2047, would plummet to 5.3 billion by 2060. The superbug, resistant to nearly all treatment, would leave infected victims with no cure. By 2060, public transportation would be free, while commodities such as fruit and milk would become luxuries only the wealthy could afford. The Earth's environment would deteriorate severely. Famine, earthquakes, and natural disasters would be widespread. Many coastal cities would vanish. Japan, devastated by a massive earthquake, would lose half its landmass and relocate its capital to Okayama. Facing this turbulent future, KFK offered one final piece of advice: find livable places inland, and shift one's focus from material pursuits to spiritual strength. Only then would the future be less agonizing. These, he said, were the events yet to unfold. Of course, not all his predictions were accurate. He claimed people should avoid southern border provinces in 2019, yet nothing significant occurred. He also said the 2032 Olympics would be held in Jakarta, though we now know they will take place in Brisbane, Australia. Thus, we should treat these prophecies with caution. After all, they bear no scientific foundation. What do you make of them?